So I feel compelled to make this video, and it sucks because I'm literally making the same shit again. And I just got a feeling that this time around I might get more viewership than it did the first time, which fucking sucks because off the top of my head, it's one of the most important things I could ever upload because it's a simple thing that a lot of people can benefit from. Now, if you've been in the Honda game long enough, at one point in time, you've heard that's a freak engine. If you've heard that term, it's a freak engine, right? If you get a stock engine on the dyno that tunes with higher numbers than you expect, or that shows higher numbers than you expect. Not so much tune, but just like if you roll it just to check power, makes more than you expect, or it's just faster than you would expect. Like, damn, normally I would beat these engines, and this one today I didn't, or this one just seems faster than the other ones I've seen before. Well, a lot of times, that's not attributed to it being like a freak, especially powerful engine. It's just the fact that it's also probably just a very healthy engine. Now, if you've done a lot of engine work, or if you've been in engines, you've pulled some apart that look disgusting, and you pulled some apart that look like you can eat off of them. Of course, that goes to show towards how the way it's being operated, how well it's been taken care of. So, and when you get sludge buildup in the valve train, it could rob you of power. The video I started with, to show that bent valve. Almost, I can't say every one of them because recently I haven't had too many until last night. But I would say it's safe to say that a majority of the heads that I've pulled apart, when I go to clean up the valves are bent. And a lot of times when you have these bent valves, you don't even notice it. It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell that they're slightly bent until you start getting that wobble when you have them on the drill. Also, it's kind of hard to see with the naked eye, even when they're standing there. It's hard to tell that slight bend of the valve stem. Not every bent valve is catastrophic. And if you have the cams mounted to your head when you're looking at the head, you can't even be 100% sure whether they're bent or not because there's some of them are going to be slightly held open from the cam lobes pushing on them. So, that's to think about when you have the benefits of a stock rebuild. Like everybody thinks about rebuilding for power. I think about rebuilding for power, but sometimes just taking a stock engine and doing an overhaul, gets you that rebuild. If you have wonky compression numbers, sometimes it's not necessarily bad rings. It could be the fact that some of your valve stems are a little crooked. So if your valve stems are a little crooked, you're not going to get proper seal. You're losing compression. You're losing power. Or if your fucking piston rings are worn, maybe not worn enough to where they're smoking, but worn enough where you're losing compression. Also, some of these piston rings, some of the pistons can build up deposits on them too. And instead of having the piston ring properly sealing, it's gunked up and stopped, or it's stuck into the ringland where it's not sealing as much as it could or should be. So, again, one of those things where I know the video is super short. The original video is less than 5 minutes, so I knew that I could probably throw this back out there, but it's just some things to think about when you talk about what that rare engine is. A lot of times it's not rare because it's stronger than others. It's just rare because it's healthier than others, especially if you're talking about the B&D series when these engines are already so old and most of the times have changed hands a dozen times before you get a hold of it. So just some food for thought there. Also, again, check your valves. Just because it benefits you to take apart that head, not just for a rebuild, for if you're going to go with, if you're going to upgrade. Sometimes just breaking it down, changing out valve seals, polishing up your valves is beneficial. You can, if you lap your seats or whatnot, it all helps for sealing and keeping your engine within good compression. Just spoke to somebody the other day who had a kind of an ignorant fucking tuner that was down talking some pistons he used in his block, saying that the problems he was having on the dyno were because the block was fucked up, when it turns out it was the goddamn head. So I know that the head is something it's commonly overlooked. Even me, for a long time, I was rebuilding engines but wasn't touching heads. And now I actually enjoy it somewhat more than blocks because I can do it sitting down for the most part, which is great. Most of the work I can do for rebuilding a head is sitting on my ass. Instead of my feet getting tired from standing up so long, it's in my ass getting stiff or my legs getting stiffer on the thighs. So it's just one of those things I really wanted to share with you guys. I tried to go back and dig up that engine, that old video and post it out there, but it seems like if it's not coming up in a YouTube notification, people just aren't going to click it. I think I posted up there and talked about it for 2 or 3 days, and I got an extra 20 views. So hopefully you guys watch this one and you take something away from it. Social media links are down in the description below. website there. If you want to go shop or browse around, please contact me first if you're going to buy anything. And Instagram's there for you to, check out what work's going on, what things are available. And Facebook is there as well. All right, guys, thanks for watching this time, and peace.